still waiting for an update there of the player names, but Fia versus Eric, the deck types are, of course, correct. And I think the judge is going to give them the all clear to start in just a moment. Is Fia going to be on the play? I expect so. There's the fist bump, and here we go.
Yeah, Fia going first, leading off with a Palace Guard. Good opener. As we've said multiple times across the weekend, and with this steal, you want to see that 1-cost character on turn 1, 2-cost on turn 2, 3-cost on turn 3, and on turn 4, we'll play a Genie, and maybe sing a Strength as well.
That would be pretty nice.
Yeah, da ist es.
Dog, and down comes
Das Overlay ist natürlich massiv falsch. Und so ist es nicht, wie sie schreiben. Das allerdings ist eindeutig nicht Jake Knowles. Ich bin relativ sicher.
Absolutely, yeah, and notably being evasive here. While Fia's deck has a number of powerful evasive characters in it, none of them are particularly low cost. We, sometimes see the Mr. Smee, those 2-cost characters.
Wer ist der Guy da rechts? Er ist der Asian DKP. Was gar keinen Sinn macht.
Rabbit could well get a fair few quests in.
Yeah, it could sit there a while. Maybe an Angel will be the earliest answer to get the White Rabbit off the board. But by that
Und er hat sogar wirklich diesen White Rabbit Underdog rausgezwirbelt in Turn 1.
Yeah.
Der jetzt saftig einen Lore machen kann.
Interesting card that we talked about a little bit. Looks like it might be about to go into the Inkwell for Eric.
Ooh, we won't confirm it. There it is. Yes, Mulan, the resourceful recruit. A very interesting new card, but going into the Inkwell. And here's that Glimmer Foil Lilo LD. Beautiful.
Very, very nice indeed. Yes, so now Fia is presented with a choice. This would typically be your turn where you look to play a 3-cost character and maybe set up a Strength or a Raging Fire for next turn. So Fia opted to go for
Achso, sie hat Pocahontas und dann die Interaktion mit diesem Genie.
We've seen this.
Stimmt.
Its power had been thrown into question by yourself.
Na, das ist vielleicht okay dann. Ja. Sure. Aber jetzt kann sie super abgetradet werden mit White Rabbit. Und wird es auch passieren? Man weiß es nicht.
I totally see where you're coming from as well. It's on turn 3, it's often the least powerful of all of your 3-cost options, but Fia's played it on turn 3 quite a lot to a great result.
Absolutely, yeah, no, it's clearly doing something right, okay, but I would also argue, as you just said, as long as you are going 1, 2, 3 Strength for a Raging Fire, Purple Steel can just reach its ceiling, really, but again, we know that this Genie can be an incredible card. It can really put a clock on the game. It's something that needs to be answered if you do sit there constantly boosting it. So we'll see how much lore this Genie can get away with over the course of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of those things, we keep talking about that 1, 2, 3 strength line for Amethyst Steel. One of the things that disrupts that a little bit in this matchup, we did see Fia ink a Strength for a Raging Fire on an earlier turn, sensing perhaps a Mowgli coming from the other side of the table. Obviously not too many cards that Mowgli can discard in Fia's deck, but Strength for a Raging Fire is the key one that you want to take away on a key turn. Fia sensing that and getting rid of a Strength early on, at the very least, even if she has a second one.
Yep.
It disincentivizes the Dogs player from playing the Mowgli later on and instead favor something else.
Very heads up play, and a lot of things happen there. We played Rhino down, -1 strength. We're playing Webby, +2 strength to our Lilo, and then Lilo's going to take out that Palace Guard. We also inked the, I believe it's Nani, the stage manager, who, a very interesting new card on play. You look at the top 4 cards of your deck and take a
Komisch, dass die geinkt wird.
2 cost or less. And
ich dachte, die ist die New Hotness, damit einem das Geist nicht ausgeht.
Well with these super low to the ground decks, Dogs probably benefiting more than anything.
Absolutely, and I do want to just quickly say on that, commiserations to our friend Alphos, who you are almost certain to hit a character with a Nani in this deck, found the one chance, apparently supposedly sub 1% chance of missing, and it happened.
Oh, wow. I'll have to have a chat with Alphos. He had a great weekend. Again, shame he hasn't made it to the top 4, but he was undefeated across day 1. Again, Alphos, very well known, respected.
Ja, stimmt, Nani eigentlich voll gut mit Doc in Wahrheit, ne? Oh no.
In his Lorcana career.
Absolutely. We do see the 7-cost tramp, Street Smart Dog in Eric's hand.
And that enchanted decisive dog as well, absolutely stunning. Angel Experiment 624. Again, when you have no cards in your hand, it does get resist 1. We're going to discard the Benja. A bit of a risky play,
certainly
potentially.
Yeah.
But you play the hand you've got, right? Like,
yeah, absolutely. You sort of have to discard it. you have to find something to discard. But you made a very, very good call early on in the game that's absolutely played out as expected. This White Rabbit being evasive, no good evasive challenges. It did live and quest exactly as long as it needed to, and finally was removed by an Angel activation, as you said.
And required some attention from Fear, where that damage could have potentially gone somewhere a lot more annoying, right?
Absolutely.
Was denn auf die Webby?
Webby or this Rhino would have been the biggest of deals, but down comes the Miss Park Avenue Lady, the Dual Link, who on play you can return up to 2 characters of cost 2 or less from your discard to your hand. The vast majority of this deck is 2 cost or less. I think the only exceptions would be the big lady that we're seeing, the big tramp, and that Nani, who's a 3 cost character. Maybe something else, but not that I'm seeing.
No. It does always seem to be the way when you play against dogs. As soon as you remove their first 2 small characters, they bring them right back to the hand.
Yes.
They don't have a lot of ways to draw cards, but they certainly have a very, very strong way to recur them and build some pseudo card draw that way. It's exactly what we've just seen.
And again, we are expecting to
Ja, aber jetzt traut sich schon nicht mehr.
Tramp, the Dual Link, who on play allows you to draw.
Ich könnte mir gut vorstellen, dass Fia wieder was kaputt schießen wird. Noch mehr reinboosten wird in ihren Genie. Aber hier gehen auch bald die Handkarten aus, ne? Was hat sie denn noch? Sie hat nur 4 Ink. Sie braucht schon noch so 2 Ink. Ah, Isma. Aber jetzt was? Schuss? Ich glaube schon. Ich glaube Schuss jetzt. Schuss auf Lady. Auf Lady, One Drop.
I'm not too sure what the Dogs deck can do to stop that. How does an Amber Emerald Dogs deck
Easy, der Cobra.
stop Isma?
Jetzt machst du noch.
Challenging you now.
Begging?
Ah, ne?
Please do not activate.
just quest it. It's fine.
Na, jetzt machst du wahrscheinlich doch Go, weil du Angst haben musst, dass noch Powerbuff kommt auf die Lady. Sonst hätte man ja fast Angel reingeben können, weil die jetzt Resist 2 hat. Aber er kann sich nicht wirklich trauen. 5 Drop Lady ist einfach zu beefy. Doch, da werden noch 2 Lore gemacht. Da wird noch... Wer ist das denn?
Fear building a board of characters that all have 3+ strength. Naturally playing around under the sea. So while you may not have seen
Pocahontas.
Play out turn by turn, look at what happens here. It's one of the big dangers in this mid game is that you can get under the sea, especially following something like we've just seen, Street Smart Dog Tramp being played. That's the tool typically used to find one, but Fear naturally creating a board state where that's not going to have much impact at all.
Yeah, and it's only Rhino we've got in the deck, the lowest strength. I don't believe we're playing... No, we're not playing any Della's Moon Lullaby, which does see some play in some...
Doch, oder? Hat er nicht 3 Della's Moon Lullaby in seinem Deck?
Put more characters into that range.
It does, yeah, and specifically the absence of that card will be quite good news for Fear, who, you know, Della's Moon Lullaby, very, very good synergy with Under the Sea, as you point out, but also really, really good for removing vanished characters such as Giant Cobra.
Absolutely.
So the fact that Eric is using different tools to synergize with that is actually working in Fear's favor.
Ich meine, er hätte 3.
Oh,
Da ist auch schon Della's Moon Lullaby, ja natürlich.
Oh, it's right.
It's right at the top of the list.
I'm so used to my songs and actions being at the bottom. I do apologise, chat. That is 100% on
Ich hab
me.
die Liste nicht mehr vorliegen.
My bad. Yeah, there are, as you can see, there are copies. So Rhino working in conjunction with them to lower strength. Pretty good. Pretty good. My bad, chat. That's on me.
Yes,
Ihr habt sogar die Liste. Ne. Ich war schon sauer, dass sie es wieder vergessen haben.
Challenge very efficiently, really finding some good ways to do that, and Rhino plus Della's Moon Lullaby together, these things having the absolute right effect. Notably, we did not remove that Yzma. We did not find a way to answer that. Sophia's going to see some cards.
She absolutely is. Empty hand, going to draw up to 3. Very nice, very lovely. We inked the Palace Scar, which was the only card already in hand at the time.
Ja.
Do you assume that one of those cards, whichever one will have the...
Man hätte auch überlegen können, mit Angel zu ballern stattdessen.
Angel here.
Aber ich glaube, es war besser so rum. Weil ballern kann man im Zweifelsfall auch mit Uninkable.
Putting 2 damage on the Lady Miss Park Avenue as well.
Und die 5. Ink will man schon machen und die 6. auch.
You know, what we want to do here is try to increase, if we're Fear, try to increase our chance of getting to activate that Yzma a second time, and that means taking some, you know, making some pretty aggressive removal choices. Second Angel.
Second Angel coming on down, and also interesting about the Lady, we don't have a Chromacon at the moment. Going to discard the Mona, that's a big discard.
Incredible. This is a fantastic decision by Fia. Discarding 2 really, really high impact cards there, which you might look at that.
Und jetzt kannst du noch diese beiden Knechte überfahren, dann ist Isma immer noch safe.
War
super stark.
The most dangerous character on the board. Now this Angel able to challenge with resist +2 because Fia's hand is empty, leaving only the tramp in play, which can't challenge back and remove Isma.
Really nice. I'm loving that. Yeah, I was going to
wow, ja, Fia nimmt den super aus.
Played yet, but worth noting, you can bounce your own characters back to your hand.
Certainly can.
So bouncing that lady, which had a lady under it, so you would get both back, and then obviously you can replay the lady to get characters back from the discard. But no, we're not going to get the chance to do that because Fia has an incredible heads-up play. This Angel earning its position in the deck. You'll love to see it.
Yeah, absolutely, and look at what's going on with these lore totals. While we've been talking
ja, aber kann den wegmachen. Kann jetzt so Webby zurücknehmen und noch eine Inkable. Und das sollte auch machen. Sollte Webby und eine Inkable nehmen und die Inkable, also und Webby dann benutzen, um Tramp zu buffen auf 3 Stärke und damit die Isma rauszunehmen.
Yeah, I really can't sing praises highly enough. I think that mirror match that we watched, I keep talking about it because it really was
Tramp ist noch besser, na klar.
Matches I've watched for a very long time.
Okay, so we're going to play Tramp. That's going to give +2 strength to the big Tramp, and that is going to be able to get rid of this Isma. So
aber diese Angels haben jetzt auch Resist 2. Sie werden den Tramp einfach überfahren. Sie wird diese Karte ausspielen oder aber noch ein bisschen ballern.
Yep. So one of the wild top deck
situations. Oder in die Tinte tun.
Good things is that Amethyst Steel is one of drawing Raging Fire. That's better than discarding to an Angel.
Sure is.
Ne, hätte ich ausgespielt auf Tramp 2-Drop und diesen Tramp 6-Drop noch überfahren mit meiner Angel.
Boosting away, and like again, this is a situation where Genie's great, where like it's the pace of the game has slowed right down. You don't have anything else to do with your ink and your resources, so it's perfectly reasonable to just keep boosting this Genie up and put that clock on. So don't get me wrong, I'm not denying the potential of Genie in board states like this. I just don't love it on curve.
No, I completely agree as well. I'm just teasing you a little bit about that.
Please tease on. I think these are great conversations to have, right? Like,
absolutely. But look at this, what I would call hidden text on Angel. Angel's primary use case being to play 2 damage. And
ja, tot.
Oh, he's packing it up?
Yeah.
There you go, yeah.
There's no coming back from that.
It was an under the sea in hand, couldn't play it, and there we go. Game 1
Hätte auch nichts gemacht.
goes to Fia White on Amethyst Steel, second seed of our event. What a match, LD. I enjoyed that a lot.
And Jen is dancing off camera.
Das, was man sehen will.
Friend Fia.
Yeah, no, fair play to her.
Incredible game. Yeah, sorry, what I was saying about Angel there. That's sort of a second line of text about it having resist +2 when you are empty-handed. Almost feels like hidden text because it's not the primary reason you're playing it. But in a situation like that, we didn't get to see the turn play out. But on Eric's side of the board, we had a 4/4 lady miss Park Avenue. Okay, well, Fia now can't quest with these Angels. Well, one upside of being empty-handed, you absolutely can. You put 2 damage onto one of those, and it would just mean that even though Fia's board seemed kind of weak, it was presenting a 2-turn clock.
Absolutely.
Which is just not answerable.
It was enough. Eric with a lot of little guys like the Rhino, the Webby, like cards that synergize well with your...
ja, es ist Fast Cars und Shooting Stars all of the lights, ne? Yeah, yes.
Wasn't enough to put enough pressure on. Fia taking game 1. What a game. Top 4 here at CCQ in Leicester. What a weekend it's been. I hope you guys in chat are enjoying the show.
Yeah, really do want to draw some attention as well, as much as we're singing the praises of Fia. Great job by Eric there in game 1 of finding some very creative ways of finding good challenges and trades while going second into Amethyst Steel. All those sort of creative tools, Della's Moon Lullaby, the Rhino, just using them all, and the 1-cost Webby as well, using them all in the right order to find some fantastic trades, which the Dogs deck is not traditionally good at.
Ach so, ich wollte noch ein bisschen mehr Licht hier machen.
Definitely in the deck, absolutely 100%.
Yes.
Eric, big fan of DKP, I guess, showing his hand to the camera.
We do like players that put on a show.
Absolutely. Love to see it. Give us a cheeky look. I promise I won't shout it across the room.
Do you really promise?
Müssen ja auch zu erkennen sein hier.
I really promise. Okay. I double promise.
Ein bisschen frisieren, glaube ich. Aber tja, die Friese, 1000 Stunden Headset aufzuhaben, nie überlebt das einfach nicht.
I've never played him though, and I think that's how you get to meet the merit of a person, right? You play them in competitive games. But Fia, I have faced down with her twice. Wonderful person. I'm elated for her for such an impressive showing this weekend.
Great performance by two fantastic players, and like you say, I've never played against Eric myself, but it's someone that consistently a lot of my friends speak very highly of. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt has earned his way here to the top 4, but looking to go all the way. He may be a game down, but I'm sure he's been in this position before and pulled through. He wants that invitation to the European Championship, but so does Fia, LD.
Absolutely.
She wants it.
Both of these players hungry to move on to that next stage, and I tell you what, whichever player wins this tournament today,
she wants it, würde ich vielleicht
don't end there.
Absolutely not. It's like we keep saying, it's when do I get the next chance to play the Disney Lorcana trading card game, and here we go. Go Tamago into the Inkwell. We play Barbie Zimmerowski dude, who lets us draw one, discard one, and that's one of our 2 Emerald Chromacons gone. Once again, this is open deck list chat. Both players have seen what their opponents are playing, so they're aware of the counts. 2 Emerald Chromacon in the deck for Eric, and 2 Benja in the deck for Fia.
I was thinking, what a fantastic way it would be to hide the second Chromacon, discard the first one, and just see if you can incentivize Fia to ink a Benja.
Absolutely, 100%.
All these mind games that go on in open deck list games, it's really interesting.
I love it. I love open deck lists.
It's fantastic.
It adds in such variety, cards that you include, because now just because your opponent or the better players will play around it when right to do so.
Durchaus.
Here's an underdog for Fia.
Absolutely.
We had the White Rabbit for last time, and now here's Christopher Robin.
Yeah, and I really do think that
Christopher Robin durchaus der leckerere Underdog.
People were most interested in the Amber underdog of Angel.
Yes.
But in terms of the standouts, it really is Christopher Robin, the highest performing, most consistently.
Angel played Ingminiana
in a lot of these Amethyst Steel decks, and then some White Rabbits as well would be the two standout performers.
Yeah, helping out against Blurple, I think, really. Like, both for Amethyst Steel and Ruby Amethyst, it's one of the only new cards I've taken onto my red-purple build, just because it's just going to help up that Sapphire matchup so much.
You need to establish a fast clock in those matchups, or those matchups, or they will run away with the game at an alarming pace. You think of them as being quite slow. They are not that. They will find a way to interact very quickly. So if you can't play a 2-questing character on your first turn, going second into a lot of them, yeah, it's a big issue. Christopher Robin, obviously, a massive help.
And we're going wide. A couple of copies of the Forceful Duelist Captain Hook. He's a 1-2 with Challenger 2, so very efficient at making trades. That Christopher Robin's going to go on another.
Ja, wird dieser Christopher Robin jetzt einfach verhauen? Man könnte so reinsummen mit allen 3.
Terms of what you can do on
wäre halt irgendwie scheiße.
This matchup, you must be happy with 2 copies of Captain Hook. Typically playing something like one of those, well, often it's a Calhoun. In Fia's list, it would be a Pocahontas.
Aber ich würde es considern. Was passiert denn dann? Die Hooks kommen dann zurück. Das Problem ist, dass der Hook dann zurückkommt auf Lady One Drop.
Going wide in general, so you want to be able to match that as well as you can. Have a quick look at the hand for Eric. Thank you.
We see another game for Eric though, without a turn 2 Grandmother Willow. Which, we know that enables the most explosive openers.
Ooh, Doc.
Character for Fia on turn 3, though. That is a...
Raw.
It can be a big issue. I mean, fortunately, there's a couple of hooks to do the job, but...
She did ink the genie just there.
Raises the question, how many docs are in that hand?
Docs or just uninkables in general, right? That says to me, like, there's too much danger there to be had from... inking. So maybe she doesn't have any other ink in general. Maybe that was it. I don't know. I haven't seen the hand.
It absolutely does happen. These docs seem to move in groups.
Yeah, one good doc deserves another.
Seems to.
Inking Adela's Moon Lullaby, which is absolutely in the deck list, chap.
Donald Duck, Perfect Gentleman.
Perfect Gentleman, wow.
Another card. We didn't call it out.
Den habe ich voll übersehen.
But that is absolutely not in every one of these.
You are very right. Part of the furniture in Emerald Sapphire builds, but yeah, here we have Eric with a bit of a slightly different take on dogs. I'd say 80% of the build is pretty cookie cutter, but some spice in here, and it's clearly served him well.
Fia, while missing the 3-cost character on turn 3, does not miss a turn 4 Angel. Highly effective.
Er kann sich relativ gut gleich einen Under the Sea reinfräsen. Also Fia kann sich gleich gut einen Under the Sea reinfräsen auf ihr ganzes Board.
Just bring this board back under control a little bit, and cards like Angel benefit a lot from things like Donald Duck, Perfect Gentleman on the other side of the table. Fia will gladly accept additional cards because they will be thrown directly at Eric's dogs.
You're absolutely right. That's looking to throw snowballs at these little puppies. Is Angel the most impactful winter spell card of the weekend, LD?
Well, it's certainly...
That or Robin, right?
It's certainly in the conversation. I mean, Angel's certainly the most impactful legendary. Many people had eyes on Moana, but Angel is the standout high performer, certainly amongst the legendary cards. Overall, it's a really good spread. You know, with Grandmother Willow, you'd have to say is one of the most relevant cards for sure. Probably the highest performer. Certainly having the most, I want to say disruptive, was not particularly disruptive, having the biggest impact on the metagame, changing things up. So introducing entirely new play patterns to some of these decks.
Absolutely, opening up new ink combinations, and anytime you can get creative with deck building, you know the game devs have done a good job.
Absolutely. And while we pointed out in Game 1 that Fia was so able to build a really resilient board against an Under the Sea, we can see that that isn't the case now. Of course, Angel, not susceptible to Under the Sea. We're going to have to see what these tramps find, because Fia has a lot of characters in play that will go away to an Under the Sea, and we know that Eric has enough characters in play to sing it right away if one is found.
And this tramp, which of course you pay one less ink to play him for every other character on the board, and with 6 characters on board, only had to exert 1 ink and then draws 6 cards as a result. So again, getting to craft our hand.
Bobby Zimmerowski wird auch behalten als Key letzte Handkarte.
Away, a Donald, a Mulan, a Lilo, a Lady. Throwing away Big Lady is certainly a decision. I'm guessing that final card is of high value.
Es ist Bobby Zimmerowski. Und genau deswegen hat er ihn auf der Hand behalten, um hoffentlich den Under the Sea nächste Runde zu finden mit Bobby Zimmerowskis Hilfe.
I would wager that was what's being searched for.
Excellent. Let's see how it happens. Lady, decisive dog, thinking about maybe a little challenge. Of course, she gains 1 strength every time you play another character. And we played a couple of tramps this turn. Was there a 3rd character that we played? No, that's why we had to challenge with both characters, because she's only hitting for 2 and the Bobby's hitting for 1.
Wer ist the man, the legend?
Even if that exchange hasn't gone quite to plan for Eric, Tramp is a hard card.
Achso, Bobby Zimmerowski, na klar.
6 willpower is tough. 2 times 6 willpower.
Ja, klar. Ja. Du hast recht. Natürlich. Es wird super das Deck durchgefiltert, aber dann die letzte Handkarte ist Bobby Zimmerowski. Yes.
In Game 1, I don't think we have yet. I could be wrong.
We have 4 characters on board at the moment. That Christopher Robin is in the discard, so we would need 2 more bodies to be able to cleanly strengthen this tramp if we have strength. Again, we are playing pretty close to a chest and can't blame her.
Of course, there are options for discard to Angel this turn again. That Lady with 1 damage on it looks like a particularly appealing option if you are looking to discard something and activate Angel. One of the great advantages of this is, of course, with Angel and an effect like this, we can discard a card to it to deal some damage, giving you a way of removing characters without exerting your own.
Nee, come on, playing close to your chest ist doch auch das Einzige, was einem überbleibt, wenn man so kurze Arme hat und dicke Huben. Ich meine, das... Boah, diese Formulierung... Nee, ich konnte es nicht an mich halten. Ich habe versucht, mir das zu sparen, aber... Sind halt Shades of Bring Me Han Solo.
Down comes the Elsa Fifth Spirit. We're going to exert the Perfect Gentleman, Donald, and Duck. Elsa, of course, having Rush as well, so a couple of options. Could get rid of the Lady, the Bobby, the Lilo. I think the Lady and the Lilo.
Ja, da wird erstmal noch reingehuckt.
The bigger priorities. Captain Hook going to go into the Duck. Yeah, who's going to finish it?
Maybe, yeah, so there's a challenge available for Elsa there to...
Ja, Elsa könnte auf jeden Fall Donald Duck finishen.
Discard.
Aber sie schießt ihn ab damit.
Absolutely.
Kann man auch machen? Dann kann man noch so Lady One-Drop verhauen, ohne Schaden zu bekommen. Aber ne, Hook macht es. Und dann noch Doc auf Bobby Zimmerowski. Und finally verhaut sie noch Lilo. Yeah.
That's pretty good to have. Let's be real, but still a very impressive board. Half clear.
Yeah, certainly the one mitigating factor for how good these tramps are right now is Eric's Lore Total. So when
ich wollte schon sagen, er wird ja nicht beide zurücknehmen. Er wird ja jetzt noch Bobby Zimmerowski ausspielen wollen.
To look like the end of the game, but with Eric only being on 3 Lore, it's still a long way to go. Plenty of turns, plenty of draws for Fia.
Aber es kommt einfach nicht das andere Sea, wa? Es wäre jetzt auch schon ein bisschen weniger stark nur.
High. It's been a long weekend of Lorcana. Still plenty of time on the clock. Fear is one game up as it stands. Gogo Tamago being discarded, courtesy of the Bobby Zimaruski, the Cheese Kid, Cheese Spray Kid.
Some challenging going on with these tramps. And look at this.
Die Super Buster mit Power 2.
When it looked like Fear had regained control of the board, it's taken away so quickly.
Aber wirklich die ultimative Backhand-Maschine in diesem Deck natürlich Lady 5 drauf. Wow, Challenge für 4. Oioioi. Also natively alles. Man kann natürlich im Zweifelsfall immer mal noch den Tramp rauslassen und alles tot challengen, was man will. Mit seinem, mit Legendary Bobby Zimaruski.
The game plan for Amethyst Steel now, but doesn't look quite as good when you're against something like Dogs, which is so good at emptying its own hand, often enabling them to draw 3 cards as well, is super tough. But it still looks so appealing with the effect to exert the entire board. There are often spots where even when it gives your opponent 3 cards, it opens up a full board clear for you, so you do it anyway.
So it doesn't matter. But like, sure, have your card, but I just won the board. And I drew as well. So.
Yeah, yeah. You're pretty happy with that exchange.
Yeah.
Draw 2 cards, clear the board. Not bad for 6ing.
It's like when we had a Whole New World, right? If you were singing Whole New World and then immediately getting to play these cards, it was great. But if you play it and then your opponent gets to be the first player to capitalize on it, then maybe not so much. It's similar to Be Prepared in that reign, where if you were playing it on 7 and then your opponent gets to be the first player to re-establish the board. So these things matter.
They really, really do. Yeah, major shifts depending on when those cards are played and exactly how they're played as well. Demona is certainly one of the more complex ones. We've had to navigate quite a few Demona mirror matches this weekend, and yeah, those get pretty complex. You want to be the first, you want to be the second person to play a Demona. Unless you don't, which we've seen that there have been plenty of cases for both.
If you can wipe the board, I think more often than not you're good. But if not, and your opponent then just plays their own Demona and locks you all down, then yeah, it can be bad. Strength for a Raging Fire, is that a hard cast? I'm not seeing any.
Nö, einfach abgeworfen in die Angel, würde ich sagen.
I think it might be a discard to Angel.
Oh, was that discard? Okay, fair enough. That's also reasonable.
Yep, Sophia again playing to end the turn empty-handed, so that this Angel is not vulnerable to challenges on the way back.
Ready, set, draw for Eric. 4 ink, more than that's probably as far as we'll go. I've seen Dog players go as far as 2 and win tournaments.
2 Lilos potentially being played from the discard here. Having a good think about that.
You do need to make this choice before you draw. If you draw for turn, then it is too late.
Finde ich auch echt langweilig, ehrlich gesagt, so einen Ink pro Runde rauszulegen. Geil ist entweder so voll viel Ink rauszuforsten oder so mit super wenig Ink rumzukrebsen. Das sind die coolen Strategien.
Yeah, needs to. Again, it's a combo deck, right? The more characters we've got on board, our tramps are cheaper. We want to draw some cards and then hopefully let tramp draw more. But because the thing is, if you have no hand and then you play tramp, you discard all the cards that you just drew, right? So sure, you're finning, but you're not searching for cards.
No, absolutely. And as we remarked on before,
du mühlst dich einfach nur. Das hat nicht mal was mit dünn zu tun. Ja, dein Deck ist dünner dann, aber es ist nicht so ausgedünnt. Es ist einfach ein Stück abgeschnitten.
Genie for turn. It's a great sequence of draws for Fear. One of the interesting interactions that could come up between Angel and Donald Duck Perfect Gentleman is obviously you make your decisions to end the turn empty-handed. My Angel has resist. We go to the start of the opponent's turn. Both players draw a card. Angel loses resist.
Suddenly it's gone, and it's gone.
You have to keep that in mind with your decision whether or not you want that extra card.
I was just going to say, because it is a May, you don't have to draw the card, but it's hard to pass up drawing cards, right, LD? Like,
yes.
I like drawing cards.
I know very well. It is, yeah.
No Lilos once again. Oh, but here she is.
Another one.
Escaping from the deck, being summoned straight to the board. This escape artist at the end of your, at the start of your turn, if she's in your discard, you can play her for free. Not play her for free. You play her, but she enters play exerted. But you have to make that choice before you draw for turn. If you draw on for turn, you have missed the timing.
Another Genie drawn by Fear. It's a fantastic timely draw again when you're empty-handed. Being able to play a character plus, at the very least, discard something else to Angel. It's exactly what Fear wants to see.
And this is a 2-turn clock now on the board for Fear.
It sure is.
Is it that she doesn't?
Ja, sie macht echt kurzen Prozess aus diesem Ember Emerald Guy.
Yeah, this does present game. Yeah. So Eric's gonna have to do something here. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. We ready to close it out. Fear is ready to take this one home and proceed to the finals. But can Eric remove something? I think if you remove just one Lord, then you're Gucci.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough choice at this turn. We'll have to assume that we won't see multiple of those egos come back. Something has to be drawn that's going to enable some effective challenging.
Needs it under the sea thing. Even that, yeah, gets rid of, yeah.
Frage ist, was es sein wird.
The high roll here.
13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. Du musst 2 Sachen wegmachen.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's a good one.
2, 3, 4.
Off the top of the deck, we're obviously all discarded right away.
Absolutely, because we have no cards in hand. So, and that's it.